Hello, everyone. This is Varsha, and you are watching the series of success stories brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. So, as you all know, the series is all about the prominent achievers of our country who have made India proud in some way or the other. The main focus of our series is to make you all know about the success and achievements of our prominent guests. So, today, to let us know the success story, we have with us Ms. Sushila Ram Verma, who is the founder and chief consultant of The Indian Lawyer and Allied Services. But before we actually start the conversation with her, let's quickly have a look at a very small video telling you about what we actually do.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, Varsha. How are you?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much. All right. So, before we actually start the conversation, please tell us something about you and your profession.
I'm Sushila Ram Verma, lawyer by profession, wife and sister, mentor and guide to many, chief editor of the Indian Lawyer blog, and a social worker. Currently, I'm the chief consultant at a boutique commercial law firm called the Indian Lawyer and Allied Services. We are a multidisciplinary services firm and we operate out of multi-cities. Delhi is our mainstay, but we have offices in Mumbai, Hyderabad and Chennai. We service our clients pan-India through a network of associates. The Indian Lawyer and Allied Services is a boutique law firm that focuses on the commercial and business aspects of the law, and we service clients from the individual to multi-billion-dollar companies and consortiums. And I must say we have been successful in doing so. Our firm was started with the intention of making the lawyer approachable to the common man. I noticed over the years that people were hesitant about visiting lawyers and doctors because they always felt that once you went to a lawyer, your relationship with the lawyer continued forever as matters never got over. At this juncture, I would like to pause and say that this is not a correct conception. Law continues to be a noble profession. There are people who are sincere, who are earnest, and who give the correct advice, and as such, we are approachable. In 2010, our co-founder, Mr. Mowgli Shrikant, and myself thought that we should make the most of the digital world, and we therefore decided that we should be approachable and we should be available to clients through the digital platform. And we started the Indian Lawyer as an online digital platform so that clients could approach us from the safety and comfort of their homes. However, in a few years, we realized that law is a topic which cannot really be complete, in which services cannot be rendered only online. There has to be an interface, and as such, we started operating as a full service commercial law firm.
All right. So, ma'am, I'm very keen to know that how did you actually land up to the idea of, starting up with this particular business?
Well, Varsha, there is something called destiny. When I had finished my graduation from Darjeeling, which is where I have studied, I wanted to do my MBA from IIM, My father, at that juncture, who was a very successful businessman, advised me to take up law. He said that a working knowledge of law always helped in businesses, and that before venturing for MBA, I should do my law. I took up his advice and I started. But when I started law, I realized it was so interesting, so difficult, so challenging. And before I knew it, I fell in love with the topic. And after I completed my law, I abandoned the idea of trying to do an MBA and settled to being a lawyer. Another thing is, I always felt that law and medicine are noble professions, and that if you are qualified in these areas, you can do a lot for society. Probably these things have been in my mind because of the values which my parents inculcated into me. My father, like I said, who was very successful, always gave me a tip that if you did the work of others as if it was your own work, success would always be at your footstep. I followed this, and I can proudly say that yes, his advice and his wisdom has played a big role in my being successful.
Very amazing, ma'am. All right. So now moving ahead, life is not a cakewalk for any one of us. So I'm sure that you must have also faced certain challenges in your professional journey. So tell us a bit about those challenges.
Varsha, I come from a business family. Even in my married life, I'm still not from a legal background. So I am originally the first generation lawyer. First generation professionals always find it very difficult because they don't have the advantage of somebody there to teach you the ropes. Life was difficult. I came from a small place called Darjeeling to Delhi, and I started my practice in the Supreme Court. It was definitely very challenging, very difficult, but I always promised myself that I would not let anything deter me. I am a bold person, and I always feel that fortune favors the brave. So this is how I came into the profession, and I tried very hard. I was, of course, very lucky that very good opportunities came my way. And every time a good opportunity came, I jumped at it, made the most of it, and went on in the learning experience. I worked in all the major law firms in New Delhi, and then I started my own practice, and that is how the journey goes.
All right, ma'am. So tell us a bit more about the services that the Indian Lawyer and Allied Services is providing to the customers out there.
Okay, so actually, Varsha, like I explained, we are essentially a law firm which caters to the business and commercial world. But as we went on in the years of practice, we realized that lawyers cannot service commercial clients without working with other multidisciplines like chartered accountants, business consultants, tax advisors, risk managers. So we have a network of these professionals, and we try to act like a one-stop shop and give our commercial clients the entire range of services so that they can only focus on their business interests. In our firm, the policy at the Indian Lawyer is that we are reliable, responsible, and resourceful. So we approach all our clients with these three pillars in mind. And I would say that we have a number of satisfied clients. We get a lot of references, and hopefully we have been able to bridge the gap between the unapproachable lawyer and the client.
All right, ma'am. So, everyone do plans for their future. So, what is your roadmap to it? If you can share a few of your plans with us, please.
Yes, I feel that the Indian brain is very superior when you compare it with several other nationalities. I feel that what we are lacking in India in terms of our legal services is that we do not have the specialization that people have overseas. But that is not to say that we are any less than our counterparts in other parts of the world. Our co-founder and myself have traveled across the world to make alliances with professionals in different parts of the world so that we can work with them for matters pertaining to foreign countries and also India. So as a result of which, we have now got a global presence through our network, and we primarily service foreign clients who we work with our counterparts in different parts of the world and service the clients in India. This way, I would say we are trying to achieve a global image. In order to promote India, I take part in a lot of conferences. I have been invited as a speaker to many prestigious conferences overseas, including the International Chamber of Commerce as a guest speaker. So this is what we are trying to do, showcase India and take it to the international level, which is what I am really aiming for.
And I wish you all the very best for all these plans of yours, ma'am. All right. So now, please put some light on Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, and also how is your organization, working towards this campaign?
Varsha, Atmanirbhar mission is something that was coined in very recent times, but we, that is our co-founder and myself, have been working on this for the last, I would say, 10 years. We go to different parts of the world, we showcase India, we introduce India, we try and tap clients to come to India. So I think we have already done our fair share of contributing to Atmanirbhar. Other than that, we primarily servicing foreign clients. So what we do is when we get a foreign client, we always advise them correctly and we try to find the best solution to their problems. And this, I would say, is a very big contribution to Atmanirbhar mission. And we definitely plan to continue in this way in the future. Also, we feel that a client requires a lawyer not when there is a dispute, which is what most people think. You need a lawyer right in the beginning to ensure that you are successful. Like I have said, I do attend a lot of conferences, do meet a lot of people overseas, and I always tell them, you need me at the beginning, not when you have your problem. You have a lawyer, your business runs smoothly. I think I would say that our contribution to Atmanirbhar is by providing quality services, efficiency, honesty, and transparency to foreign clients who will come and invest in India, and that in itself will help India in developing in a much bigger and faster way.
So now comes the question which I, personally wanted to put forward to you, and that is, what are your feelings on winning this Indian Achievers Award, and also what is the contributing factor that helped you out to achieve this?
Well, my feeling was obviously that of delight. I was happy to be recognized as an achiever, and it is always good to get awards from time to time which remind you that you are successful and that your hard work has paid. I would say the contributing factors to my success are primarily two. The first and probably the most important is my husband's contribution, his unstinting support, his lack of interference, his always pushing me to that point where he knows I can do better, and his taking pride in the fact that I have achieved several milestones. Other than that, I have a dedicated team that looks up to me, and I think I could not have done it without their support. They have been great, and as I'm a team player, I always believe that success is not a single person's work. It's a contribution or amalgamation of several forces, and in this case, my team, my husband's support, and also, not last but not the least, the values that my parents have given me have all contributed to my success.
And you are truly an achiever, I must say, ma'am. All right. So now moving ahead, tell us a bit about the CSR activities that you're involved.
Well, when we talk about social responsibility, at the Indian Lawyer, we are trying to do some kind of social contribution by by trying to educate the public. We have a blog called The Indian Lawyer, of which I am the chief editor. We try to bring all important judgments and developments in the law to the public on a weekly basis. We are lucky to say that we have a national ranking and are generally in the first 20 legal blogs in India. I had started this blog with the intention that my team reads up material regularly and tries to update their knowledge and improve their communication skills. So although this was started in 2016 with that in mind, today I can say that we have a national ranking, and again, it's teamwork. So this is one contribution. Other than that, on YouTube, we have some programs which is called TIL Legal Speak and TIL Legal Fundamentals. Through these programs, we try to bring law to the common man by simple explanations of important aspects of the law. And we also interview people, we have interactive sessions, and we are always open to taking knowledge to the next level, because I firmly believe that knowledge has to be shared. It cannot be just kept for oneself. So with this in mind and this endeavor, we are constantly trying to promote knowledge. Over and above that, when youngsters come to me for advice and guidance, I'm more than happy to provide it. And I always try to encourage people, because there was a time when there were good people who encouraged me, and I promised myself that when it was my turn, I would do the same.
Amazing. All right. So now, before concluding our lovely session, what message or mantra you would like to give to our younger generation who wish to be a successful entrepreneur someday?
There are two success mantras which I would like to share with the general. One is for the general youth. There are no shortcuts in life. You have to be disciplined. You have to be ready to work very hard, and you have to be sincere. If you can combine these three, success will be at your footsteps. The second mantra is pertaining to the legal profession. Law is an industry where we have reached a saturation. There are many students who have just passed out their law, and they are finding it very difficult to get jobs. So to these youngsters, I would like to give a small piece of advice, that they should not feel bad if they do not get a job or they are not able to work in the courts. Law has many options. You can teach, you can create a blog, you can write, create a newspaper, you can help in business development of lawyers. You can start now with artificial intelligence and the digital media, you can start so many tools for lawyers. So there is no end to the avenues. When we first started practice, it was only court practice. Even the transactional work which we do today, even that was virtually non-existent. So today you have more avenues. Think out of the box. Don't worry, even if there is a saturation. Also, always remember that competitiveness brings out the best in a person, and it is always survival of the fittest. If you are fit, you will survive, and you will be successful one day.
Very well said, ma'am. All right. So thank you so very much for joining us today. It was pleasure talking to you, and I hope that you continue to inspire us all the way you are doing. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Varsha, and I would like to thank Indian Achievers Forum once again. I hope I get an opportunity to speak at some of your conferences, and I would definitely want to be associated with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.